I am perpetually with you, taking care of you. That is the most important fact of your existence. I am not limited by time or space. My presence with you is forever promised. You need not fear the future, for I am already there. When you make that quantum leap to eternity, you will find me awaiting you in heaven. Your future is in my hands. I released it to you day by day, moment by moment. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow. I want you to live this day abundantly, seeing all there is to see, doing all there is to do. Don't be distracted by future concerns. Leave them to me. Each day of life is a glorious gift, but so few people know how to live within the confines of today. Much of their energy for abundant living spills over the timeline into tomorrow's worries or past regrets. Their remaining energy is significant only for limping through the day, not for living it to the full. I am training you to keep your focus on my presence in the present. This is how to receive abundant life, which flows freely from my throne of grace. Guys, listen to this. Matthew chapter 5, verse 34. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own. So today we're going over pretty much the fact that we all need to put our trust in and faith into God. Things may seem really hard, and I tell you, the way to strengthen your relationship with God and the way to get the help you need is not going and begging people for help. It's the fact of asking the Lord what you should be doing to make your life better so you're not struggling, so you're not going through all these hardships. It's not about who you ask and who helps you anymore. It's hard for people to take that leap with God because some people have doubts and some people have fears that he may not be there. But you know, I have went through some stuff in my life and so have all of you, and we can all relate that we've had our struggles in life, whether it's financially, whether it's spiritually, whether it's family issues, whether it's relationship issues, whether it's we all have our struggles. And if anybody says, "Oh, I don't have struggles," you're lying because you have some sort of struggle. I've met someone before that I cleaned for a while back, and she was one of those people that she was really nice, but we were sitting and talking, and she's asking, "Well, why do you clean houses?" Like, because it helps me and my husband get the money for what we need. She's like, "Well, I never been through financial struggles, never had to worry about money in my life." That's awesome. I am so glad you don't have to worry about that in your lifetime. I support you. That's great. People go through more issues in your life than what you think they do, rather it's financially. And you know what? I'm going to tell you a little secret, okay? A lot of women who have husbands that do not struggle from the beginning financially, that's great. But they always end up having some kind of issue in their marriage. Rather, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, so chill out, but rather it's the man cheating or the wife cheating. Rather, it's the man having a drug problem or the wife having a drug problem. Rather, it's the husband having a porn issue or the wife having a porn issue. Rather, it's the husband struggling with honesty problems or the wife struggling with honesty problems. Every single time. I would much rather struggle at the beginning with my husband with financial issues other than worry about my husband being a cheater, being a liar, being a drug addict, being a porn addict, being those things. And somebody told me once, what if you don't have any of those issues? Okay, so you're not saying you're not going to have issues with maybe your car breaking down or maybe your house not being exactly how you want it. You're not going to have a kid that's going to get sick. You're not going to have any kind of issues in your life, whether it's your marriage or not, that's wrong. You're so wrong. You're so wrong. Everybody has their own personal issues. My husband is a wonderful, wonderful man. He is so sweet and loving, and he has been getting closer and closer to the Lord since we've been working really hard to do that. I've always been close to God, but I have never formed a relationship with God. And I learned that there's a big difference. Yes, you believe in God, right? You could be close to God, but do you have a relationship with God? Ever since my husband and I have been forming a relationship together with God along with our kids, um, my husband's gotten a lot better. I'll tell you, my husband did struggle for quite a long time with finances because of how he grew up. And I'm not gonna get into that because might make some people mad. Um, but it's just how he was raised up, and so now that he has me in his life, it's been almost 10 years together, almost like all together. I would say, okay, so let's see, it was 4 years. 4 years. I'm just gonna say altogether almost 10 years because it's so hard because people are like, well, how long have you been married? That doesn't matter to him and I. I mean, yes, biblically it matters and we follow that, but like, how would I explain that? To him and I, we feel as if we've been married since the moment we joined together in person. So because as we got once we got married, we felt more powerful together. So I guess in ways it did, but it made things better. But we still had the same love for each other, which is unconditional. Anyway, so okay, sorry I had to pause it for a minute. Okay, back to what I was saying. I'm trying to remember here. So anyway, when we got married, it made us feel more powerful together. But like I've said, like we've had the same love for each other, the same unconditional love. And our marriage is not perfect. It wasn't ever perfect. I mean, we had our ups and downs. My husband has never cheated on me, and I've never cheated on him. We've always been so open with each other, so loving with each other, and honest with each other. My husband and I have struggled in ways where we make mistakes. Like, we've gotten in our arguments. We said some things we didn't mean, some things we shouldn't have said in our arguments. You know, that's all our past. But now that we have found that niche and that way to create a relationship with God, I've noticed our marriage has been so much more pure and so much more amazing. And so we take that relationship we have with God and we literally go to God for everything. Like, Lord, what can we do with this? Lord, what can we do with that? Lord, help us and guide us through this. And we thank him, we praise him. We're like, thank you so much for all the wonderful things you do for us. And you name off the things that you know that you asked for it, that he helped you with. And the more you practice this, the more you're going to see more smaller things God does for you and Jesus does for you, that it's just gonna feel so amazing continuing a relationship with God and Jesus. I'm telling you, it is so worth doing this. If you're not married or you are not in a relationship or you feel as if you don't need a marriage, let's start from the point of you don't feel like you want a relationship. You just want to be single the rest of your life. What purpose is that going to bring you? You're going to be alone. Yeah, you might get a few, what do you call those things? One night stands, right? But that's all you're going to get. you can catch the herpes, the AIDS, the all this crap, right? And getting involved in some pretty bad stuff. You're never going to find somebody you're gonna later on think these people don't give a crap about me, because they don't. They don't. People who go around doing that one night stand stuff, nobody cares about you. They just care about the lust of you. They don't care about you genuinely. They don't care about you. Um People who say I'm never going to get married, is it because of the bad experience you had with your last marriage, and you just don't want, and you're just afraid, you fear that it's going to be the same outcome? Did you give it a chance? Did you actually, like, really give it a chance? Let's start from here. Did you pray about it? Did you ask the Lord, hey, please bring me my answers I need here? Is it worth marrying this person? Please help me realize what I can do as a person, and bless me with your blessings, and show me what I need to be doing. Do I marry this person? Do I find someone else? Ask God to show you the person that you're wanting in your life that can fulfill your needs. And ladies, it's that man providing for you. It's that man being Christ-like. It's just not about money. So don't just think it's not all about money. It's not. It's also this person's character. It's also this person's way of life. It's this person, is this person going to accept my family, my kids, my relatives? Is this person going to be good for you and for your family around you to at least enjoy themselves, right? Male, female, whichever gender is watching this video, pray about the relationship you're in before you get married. Pray about it. Ask the Lord to give you the answers you need and guide you in the right direction. And the most important thing is you need to ask this person, do you have God in your heart? Do you have a relationship with Jesus and God? Do you have a relationship with Him? That is the very first thing you should be asking, right? Because with my husband, when we first met, I did ask him, hey, do you believe in God? And he said yes. So, but back then, I didn't know about I wasn't thinking about the whole relationship with God. But to piece it off, I actually asked him, and he said, yes, I do. And he does. And now him and I are building a relationship with Jesus and God right now. And it's made our marriage so much more powerful and so much more wonderful. And all the people who's ever said anything negative or have thought anything bad or anything of that in the past, that doesn't matter to us anymore, because we're doing the right thing now. You know, so anyway, back to that. You're single, you don't want a relationship. Pray to God and ask Him, what do you want me to do? Because being a single person, you're not doing anything for yourself. What are you gonna do? Live the rest of your life alone? And people who really don't care about you, that just want you for one thing? No, that's not how you want to live your life. I guess if that's how you want to live your life, then cool. But I would really think about that before you start living your life like that. Because honestly, that's not how I would want to live my life. I was going to do that, but then I met the love of my life. And I am so glad I met him, because I wouldn't have my beautiful kids. I wouldn't have my husband here. We have been through so many, tremendous, tremendous struggles. And we are on top of the world, it feels like now, because we have a relationship with God and Jesus. People who are in a serious relationship and don't want to get married, why? Like I said, is it because you think it's going to be the same thing from your past? Is it because you feel as if it's just a piece of paper? It's not just a piece of paper. You are literally you're sealing each other. You're sealing together as one. That is the most beautiful feeling and beautiful thing in the world. you're sealing each other. And not to mention, not just spiritually, but financially, it's much cheaper to be married, and you get to share things together. Like if one of you pass away, you give that to your spouse. Don't you feel good when you feel good about, providing that to your spouse? That's how I feel anyway. So I feel like people should get married. I feel like people should get married in this world. And if you're older, like let's say you're like 70 years old and you get married, obviously you can't have kids, but when you're younger, like a lot younger than that, and you get married, unless you have problems having kids, or have already decided to not have any more kids, that's different. But you should always make sure that your husband or your wife is going to be accepting towards your children and accepting towards your relatives. You may not have to love them like, ooh, they're so amazing, but you gotta have that form of respect and not chase them off, because that God doesn't like that. God wants everybody to love each other and be there for each other. And we're all gonna disagree. We're all gonna agree to disagree on things in life, but I don't know. I don't know. So when you're like going back to my husband and I and the couples out there who have a relationship with God and Jesus that can relate to us, it doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter if you're even religious. You could be spiritual like my husband and I. But most of the time, a lot of the time, married couples who have a relationship with God and Jesus can always testify that they've had a much better and happier life, not only with each other, but their children. And God and Jesus will uplift you and send you in the right direction of where you need to be in life together as a family, where you need to live even. Our vehicle had just like check engine light on, found all these issues with it. So we decided to get a different vehicle. Well, we were really stumped how we're going to do this because it was so sudden. Anyway, my husband's brother had some extra vehicles and he's like, hey, buy one off me. So we did. And so now we have a car. Blessing from God, because we prayed all about this before and God made it all happen. Like he made it happen instant. God will give you things that he knows will glorify him, which means God's plan for you and how he wants you to be successful is what glorifies him. And so if he feels as if it isn't going to glorify him for what he does for you, he's not going to make it happen. I'm sorry, he's not going to do it for you. There's many silly things I've asked God for in the past, and now I laugh at it. It's like, yeah, that was kind of dumb for me to ask because it wasn't glorifying you, Lord. And it wasn't glorifying him. So, obviously my husband being successful and with his career, not a job, it's now a career, the Lord's going to make that happen for us. And the Lord wants me to be with the kids. And so I mentioned in a few videos ago, quite a few videos ago, that I put my oldest daughter in school because it was hard for me to focus in on the homeschooling. But I'm starting to gain my confidence back with that, and I'm really researching and seeing what I absolutely can do, because I feel like at this day and age, how things are going, I don't know, I worry about her going to that school. Socially great, but that's not the reason why I did it for social, because I could give a lick less if my kid fit into society, because people are terrible in this society. I did it because I felt like I wasn't giving her the help she needed. And so I prayed about it, and that's what God wanted. I felt like at that moment, because I just mentally could not prepare myself for that, from all the moving and all the stress we were going through at the time. And so now that I have built my self confidence back up, and my husband is doing phenomenal, after we built our relationship with God and Jesus, I feel as if now is the time to start looking at really good curriculums for her and my youngest. And once we find our permanent home, that's what I'm doing. 100% going back to homeschooling. As of right now, I'm following my heart, and God is guiding me. And right as of now, she's going to continue to go to school, until I can get that together. I don't mean to ramble your ears off, but I did put in the description what this video is about, so you got stuck here. But I just wanted, this is pretty much a lesson today talking about how you need to put your love and trust in the Lord and stop worrying about the future, because that's not going to matter right now. You need to worry about now, what you're going to do now to make that future better. And that's what we need to focus on, guys. We need to stop focusing on the what ifs or the buts or the coconuts, whatever. Right? We've got to be focused on now and our relationship with the Lord, and the kind of marriage you have, and how you're going to lift each other up, and the kids. Focus on your kids, what's important for them. Another thing I want to mention, it's kind of been bothering me because I see these women walking around mad about it. All over. I mean, you see it on social media, it's just crazy. Women are mad about how Charlie Kirk told us women how we need to submit to our husbands. Now, submitting does not mean that your husband treats you like crap. No, that's not what it means. What that means is working together. We need to respect our husbands because they're providers. And our husbands, and it says in the Bible too, the husband is supposed to love us like they love the church, which means needs to love us as if, like, because us women, we're technically, we're the ones who keep our husbands going. So our husbands need to have that strong love and respect for us, and we need to respect our husbands too. That's submitting. We're submitting to each other. And so women are taking that wrong, like, oh, they're just giving us giving our husbands permission to be controlling over us. No, that's not what it says. Submitting to somebody means you are committing to them. You are putting your all into that person, and you are making sure that you can work together as a team and be fruitful together and be honest with each other and have a wonderful marriage. So you've got to work with each other. You both got to have respect in your own different ways. Like the women, we're here to take care of the kids and help your husbands if they are needing your help. But the husbands are not supposed to put their financial burdens on the wives. So it's all the husband's job to do the financials. It is all the wife's job to make sure your kids are alive, and make sure that you have food for your kids and your husband, and a clean house for your kids and your husband. Your husband's supposed to make sure you have the money for all that, so you can live and survive together as a family. And you're supposed to have a relationship with God and Jesus as well, so you can have that guidance on how to make sure you are doing that in the right direction, in the right way. So I just wanted to mention that. I had to get that one off my chest because that's so irritating. Anyway, so I want to thank you guys for watching my video and my other videos. There's a video I've got to get together. It was like a little adventure we went on the other day, but it's been a pain because I had to keep stopping the videos. So I got to find a way to combine all those like I did with the Charlie Kirk video. So anyway, thank you all, and God bless you, and please do not forget to pray. Do not forget to read the Bible. Do not forget about my Jesus is Calling book. Now, don't forget that because it's been a minute since I've done that. Do not forget to build your relationship with Jesus and God. The Lord is, however you want to say it. You know what I mean. Anyway, God bless. Again, this is Creation Divine. Have a great day. Bye.